Hi, I did a lesson called 10 Little Pumpkins, and to start out the lesson for motivation, I would just sit up front with this lovely jack-o'-lantern trick-or-treat bucket, and I would ask the students what they know about some fall traditions they have, what they do with their families, to begin the conversation about Halloween and pumpkins. And then, in this bucket already prepared, I have cut out the numbers that the students would use and the characters. Here's an example with a matching corresponding picture. So what the students would do was they would go around and everyone would pick a role in the poem 10 Little Pumpkins. And in this lesson, it would usually be on an interactive board, which is why the numbers are so big, but for right now we're just going to show it on the iPad. So what I would do is go around, shake it, everyone would pick their thing, and then I would have them talk to their partner of what their word or what their number was. So they would share, but I would not ask anyone specifically or go over them because that's part of the observation and assessment that I would have later on in the lesson. So to start out the poem, it's called 10 Little Pumpkins, and this is from the Washington County Common Core wiki that I got. So the students would all be looking at this up on the projector, sitting down, and it says, and I would have my reader stick, but for now I'm just going to use my finger. It says, 10 little pumpkins, all in a line. A monster took one, and then there were. So the person with the monster would come up, and they would simply just grab a pumpkin, and they would put it behind. And then it says, a monster took one, and then there were blank. And so that student, whoever was the monster, would count the numbers, or they would figure out the number that rhymed, and they would call on the student that has that corresponding number. So, for example, it would be 9. So, as these are bigger, you can see, as a part of the differentiated instruction, the student who's advanced would just be expected to write it into the thing. A student who is on level would look at it, obviously, and write it. And then the student who is basic, since they are bigger, if you put this right up against the Promethean board and you trace it with the pen, then it's a lot easier. So the student can have that as a part of their thing. Also, they have the corresponding picture, which is another part of differentiated instruction. So they would continue the lesson, and it goes on to say that, oh man, where did it go? Why is this not showing up? Do we redo it? Why is it not, where'd it go?
Just keep going.
Okay, so anyway, so the poem goes on, and it goes through all the numbers 1 through 9 because it started out with 10, and it goes through different characters. So after you read the poem, you have all the students talk about what happened when you took one away. What does that mean? You have one less compared to one more. What would happen if none of the characters came? How many pumpkins would you have? You would still have 10. And then you would switch the positions and do it again. And this time you would encourage students to read the poem because it does repeat the pattern in the poem. Finally, after that, you would still have the students hold on to their character or number card, and they would get a different style of Halloween writing tasks. The lower level students will be encouraged to copy the number word for word. However, if they do have problems writing, the teacher can go around and highlight the sentence before they write. The on level is to complete the lesson as written. They write one sentence using the word or character, and they can use any word or character at their table. And then the above level were encouraged to write 2 sentences. And for grading, you would have a rubric, and their sentences would have to match their picture, as well as the words would have to be spelled right that they were writing because they have them in front of them.